Or should parental guidance play a more significant role in the decision? Debate the implications of both approaches.
Depends upon the kid.
The judges should not speak. So there are two parameters on which you will be judged. So one will be your presentation, how you present your points, and the second will be how close it would be to the perspective of the Bhagavad Gita. And Prabhuji will be explaining the Bhagavad Gita perspective after you present your points.
Who's for, who's against?
That will be decided later.
No, but how will they prepare it? Yeah.
Okay, so for this topic one, you can decide.
Somebody volunteer that I want to speak about this topic.
I think you can discuss within
You cannot discuss now.
Points can be
So
discussed
they
in
can
one of us.
they can
Go
say.
for war, for the we are presenting.
Okay, so you are presenting parental guidance.
Okay, so for the first topic,
All of you can move back side also. Some give the space for the Lord.
for the first topic, I think they can present the for argument and they can present the against.
This side is called Chandra team.
First thing of parental guidance, and you have an experience what life
For the teams, excuse me, attention, we have the right to
And talking time is also a
Preparation time is not 1 minute is time.
talking time.
Both the teams have 1 minute to discuss. And 1 minute to talk as well.
What are you thinking, judges?
Verdict is already out.
This is judge.
Guys, 1 minute done.
Okay, 1 minute is all.
Okay, time to run with the discussion.
Time up.
Time out.
Not necessarily what it is. You can choose over like
Prabhuji, आप सामने से
can start. Only 1 minute to talk. Okay. Excuse me. Stop.
Your time is start now.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So we today stand here, a dozen of people on this side. We are a product of our own value system, of our own culture. Fortunately, each one of us here, except for the moderator, we are all, in our married life, happily married life.
Thanks for clarifying.
So I would like to keep the tradition on where the parents play the pivotal role in letting their children get into this, I would say, bandhan of the bondage of Grast Ashram, the way we have been doing it, because that has proved to be stable and happy so far. This was my opening remark, and we can hear and then get
It's a
debated.
debate, so they can start. Okay, opening remark. Okay, give the mic.
Please give a big round of applause to.
Thank you. Can I use Hindi as a medium?
Yes,
or
yes.
Okay.
Judges do understand well, so do
ओके श्योर ठीक है तो मेरे हिसाब से टेकिंग द पॉइंट फ्रॉम गीता कि जो कुछ होता है प्रारब्ध में लिखा होता है भगवान आपको आपके पूर्व जन्मों के हिसाब से ही आगे की जिंदगी देते हैं तो जब हमने बच्चे बनाए हैं हमने उनमें संस्कार डाले हैं तो हमें उनका अपने अपब्रिंगिंग पे इतना भरोसा होना चाहिए कि बच्चे सही जीवन साथी चुनेंगे। दूसरा, शायद वो जीवन साथी भी कहीं प्रारब्ध में उनके लिए ही बना है तो वो संयोग ही ऐसा बनेगा जो प्रभु ने चाहा है। तीसरा, जब आप उनकी इच्छा का सम्मान करते हुए अपने परिवार में एक नया सदस्य लाते हैं तो शायद वही सम्मान रेसिप्रोकेट होगा और बच्चे भी आपको और आपके संस्कारों को सम्मान करेंगे अपने आगे के जीवन में। चौथी बात कि इसी सम्मान और इसी ट्रस्ट के भरोसे वो अपने जीवन की शुरुआत करेंगे और शायद उन पे भी जिम्मेदारी होगी कि जो साथी उन्होंने चुना है उसके साथ निभाना और अपने माता पिता की तरह एक परिपूर्ण जीवन जी के अपनी संतति को भी उसी तरह से संस्कारवान बनाना की भी उन पे जिम्मेदारी अधिक रहेगी। तो शायद वो जिम्मेदारी की वजह से एक सुखद दाम्पत्य जीवन की ओर वो अग्रसर होंगे, ऐसा हमारा मानना है। तो शायद उनको अपना साथी अपना जीवन सब चुनने देना चाहिए।
So, all of you, Hare Krishna.
One point. So this is pro. They spoke about why they should choose independent way of choosing it. They spoke about why. No, they spoke about why the parental help is always better in finding a life partner. Now, if there's a debate between the cons.
So,
What is?
that will end. There is no.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
टीम क्या बनाया हमने?
No,
That's another
counter
business.
argument is there is no
Counter argument is not allowed. Okay.
Counter argument is not allowed. So if that much we'll see the Bhagavad Gita.
In the interest of time.
So there are two things here. The judges are going to judge you based upon two things: your presentation, how did you present, and how much you are close to Bhagavad Gita perspective. Okay, so that way the neutrality, the judgment is perfect.
Further subjects, more subjects.
So you should be thinking how much I am close to Bhagavad Gita. Then only you will win. Okay, so you should start thinking in that way. So from the Bhagavad Gita, we can see that Yajna Dana Tapa Karma Natyajyam Karyameva Tat Yajno Danam Tapaschaiva Pavanani Manishina. So this is a verse talking about acts of sacrifice, charity and penance are not to be given up but should be performed. Indeed, sacrifice, charity and penance purify even the great souls. Perfect. The yogis should perform acts for the advancement of human society. There are many purificatory processes for advancing a human being to spiritual life. The marriage ceremony, for example, is considered to be one of these sacrifices. It is called Vivaha Yajna. So it is called Vivaha Yajna, the marriage ceremony. Should a sannyasi who is in the renounced order of life and who has given up his family relations encourage the marriage ceremony, the Lord says here that any sacrifice which is meant for human welfare should never be given up. Vivaha Yajna, the marriage ceremony, is meant to regulate the human mind to become peaceful for spiritual advancement. For most men, this Vivaha Yajna should be encouraged even by persons in the renounced order of life. Sannyasis should never associate with women, but that does not mean that one who is in the lower stages of life, a young man, should not accept a wife in the marriage ceremony. All prescribed sacrifices are meant for achieving the Supreme Lord. Therefore, in the lower stages, they should not be given up. Similarly, charity is for the purification of the heart. If charity is given to suitable persons, as described previously, it leads one to advance the spiritual life. So there are three kinds of marriages from the Vedic scriptures we can understand. First one is Pashusukhi. That means the marriage life, the relationship between man and woman is only all about the sense enjoyment. Only sense enjoyment. So second kind of relationship, second kind of marriage which is mentioned in the Vedic scriptures is Svargasukhi. So going beyond the senses and understanding the 360 degree of all the needs of the partner. So that is next level of Svargasukhi. Third one is, highest one is, which is nothing but the Vaikuntha Sukhi. That is, Prabhupada gives this example of that kind of marriage is like, the couple is like a body. A god, the male and female partners are like two hands. And in between the two hands, what is the body? So what is the body is nothing but keeping God as the center. The both husband and wife work together. That's called Ishavasya principle. It is mentioned in the Isha Upanishad. It is said Ishavasi Midam Sarvam, we should work in such a way that keep God as the center. So that kind of partner is the best partnership as mentioned in the Vedic scriptures, and it is called Vaikuntha Sukhi. And in the Vaikuntha, the spiritual world, all very beautiful women and intellectual men, all kinds of different varieties of couples exist, but they are all attracted to Lord Krishna. Even though they have a beautiful wife, even though they have beautiful or very handsome husband, but still their attraction is for the Supreme Lord. So that is the sum and substance of the spiritual world. The sum and substance of this material world is nothing but the attraction between men and women. The sum and substance of the spiritual existence, if you say that you are a spiritualist, that means you should have attraction for the Supreme Lord, Krishna. It is the Vedic literature's conclusion. Then we are entering into the Vaikuntha domain. And there are many ways to choose the spouse. And in the Vedic culture, we always choose the spouse based upon it's like parents, they don't decide independently. They take the help of astrology. And many astrologers, they put the charts and they see whether suits or not. And finally they choose. For what purpose? To have a Vaikuntha Sukhi life. And nowadays the culture is going because of westernization. And even though it's fine, but finally we should become Vaikuntha Sukhi, isn't it? So if you want to enter into IIT, you can choose going to many ways you can enter into IIT. But finally we should reach the IIT. So similarly, whatever the way you choose, it should be like our process, our way of life should be like Vaikuntha Sukhi. That's what the Vedic scriptures recommend. So that is our judgment. The judges can decide the marks now. So 30 seconds. Their presentation 5 points, and they're close to Bhagavad Gita perspective 5 points.
Prabhuji, lot of pressure, Prabhuji.
She will not do any favor. Favoritism, politics will not be allowed.
Okay, for presentation. So both the teams got 5 points each for presentation. Hari Bol. And when it comes to how close we were with the Gita concepts, Team Radharani got 4 points and Team Krishna Chandra got 3 points.
So Radharani team ki jai, Shri Radharani ki jai, Shri Radharani ki jai, Radharani ki jai. So next topic.
The second topic is, should employees have the freedom to express their religious and cultural practices openly in the workplace, schools or society, or should such expressions be restricted to maintain a neutral environment? So I think now they can do for and they can do against.
Time starts now. 1 minute for discussion. Discussion. 1 minute for discussion.
1 minute for discussion. 1 minute.
5 seconds.
Everybody, it's like a
So you are for neutral environment or for? So you are speaking. ठीक है, आप
Five,
कृष्णा हरे राम धन्यवाद। प्रेरणा जी का ने कहा सभी को हिंदी आती है तो हिंदी में बोलते हैं, अंग्रेजी में बोलते, जैसे कहें वैसे बोलते। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट मी मेंशन टू यू दैट आई डिड नॉट रियली comprehend the full prescription or full parameters of the game, and it is learning on the spot. We thought it will be counter argument. The first topic you raised was very important. It is very important in the modern day world, but we didn't know that we can counter reply. We didn't know it is only one time. Anyway, whatever the game we will follow. As about this subject, I have gone through it. What sorry, there were no criticism, just mentioning. Sure. My feeling is that everybody should be able to express their religious feeling, cultural feeling, personal feelings, as long as it doesn't hurt the others, as long as it does not violate the rules of the land, as long as it doesn't violate the rules of the institutions. Once we join an institution, we written or verbally or understandably, we agree to follow the rules of that institution or that country or that city or that organization. So there is no point once we join it and then saying, no, I don't want to do it, I want to do this. That is not correct. People should express, but at the same time respect others. That's my thing.
One, two, three. Now you go.
Oh, you are recording, sir?
So first point is about because it is specifically for the employees. So employee, when we go for the employment, this is more about the karma, right? So karma doesn't talk about too much of the dharma, right? So that is the first point. So we need to follow the karma, and this is for the karma. So we should focus more on what we are going there, right, to do. We need to perform that. So that is the first point. Second thing is, even in the Gita, it talks about the way of life, how to live the life, not about expressing or talking about the specific religion, right? So like Gita, I mean, we have heard that so many other religion following people have started following the Gita. So Gita is more about the way of life, not about the religion specifically, right? So that's why I think it's not important. The third thing is that talking about religiously too much in the workplace can cause a conflict. Somebody like knowingly, unknowingly, we can hurt the feeling of the other. So it's better to keep that separate and focus on the karma and why we are going to the workplace. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki, Radha Rani ki jai, Shrimati Radha Rani ki jai. So the Bhagavad Gita perspective is from this very famous verse, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. All of you can chant together. Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharate Abhyuttanam Adharmasya Tadatmanam Srijamyaham. Whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bharata, and a predominant rise of religion, at that time I descend myself. This verse offers insight into the importance of maintaining ethical and moral standards. Just as Krishna appears to restore righteousness in the world, employees and employees alike should be vigilant when they notice a decline in ethical practices within their professional sphere. It's a call to action for them to uphold integrity, fairness, and honesty in all their endeavors. The verse also emphasizes that unrighteousness can emerge as a result of negligence or disregard for ethical values. This serves as a reminder for individuals to continuously nurture a work environment that fosters ethical conduct and mutual respect. When ethical values are upheld, it contributes to a workplace culture where religious and cultural practices can coexist harmoniously, adding to the overall positive atmosphere. In essence, this verse inspires individuals in the workplace to be proactive in upholding the righteousness, promoting ethical behavior, and ensuring that the work environment is conducive to expressing diverse beliefs in a respectful and inclusive manner. So, from the Bhagavad Gita, we understood Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya. Whenever there is a decline in religious principle, one among the reason Krishna incarnates. So it is like, what is the meaning of dharma? We saw that dharmasya glani. What is dharmasya glani? Dharmasya glani means?
Politeness and peace and harmony.
We'll spend this peel. Very good. What's your name?
Swapnadeep.
Swapnadeep. Very good. So please give a big round of applause from the backside also. So you are supposed to be in Tower 4 F001 for the program. Okay, no issues. Thank you very much for your presence. As you said, the peace and harmony. So how does the peace and harmony comes? When you are in your dharmic position. So what is dharma? Dharma is, what is the dharma of sugar? To be sweet. What is the dharma of fire? It should give heat and fire and it's a high heat and light. It should give. What is the dharma of chili? It should give spicy. For suppose if the chili is giving sweet, it's performing its adharma. If suppose sugar is salty, it's performing its adharma. So what is the intrinsic nature of that object? That it's its dharma. Dharma is the one which you can never separate that from yourself. That is called intrinsic property of the person. So when we are going away from our intrinsic property, what is the intrinsic property of the spirit soul? All of us are spirit souls, isn't it? What is our dharma? You all should say. But humanity, helping others, be kind and forgiving. So all these are all characteristics of the soul. So one more important characteristic of the soul, which can never be separated from that soul. Now we are separated from that, from the honesty, truthful, all the values. These are all the values. These are all subsets. Main set, love for Krishna. Okay, that is the nature of the soul. But what is the meaning of love? How the love is being expressed? You are very close to the answer. So you love your child. How you express your love? Unconditionally you love your child. How you express your love to your child? Unconditional love to your child by service. Service is the intrinsic property of the soul. When we have two kinds of faith. One is sentimental faith and realized faith. So what is sentimental faith? Today I am Hindu. Some benefits I am looking for from God. If God is not giving me or somebody else giving me, I go to it and I become Christian or Muslim. So I keep changing my faith. My faith is based upon the benefits or so many parameters, so many factors which is determining my faith now. But what is the original faith? It is nothing but the original realized faith. What is realized faith is whatever the system you follow, that should bring you to the point of you are coming to your original constitutional position, which is never be separated from the soul. That is the servant of Lord, or as Mataji said, love for God. Love for God, it should manifest. Whether Prabhupada says, whether you are a Hindu, Muslim, Christian, does not matter. Whatever you follow does not matter. Finally, you should be a lover of God. When you love God, you love everyone. When you have love for a Supreme Lord, you don't disrespect any living entity, because every living entity is part and parcel of God. In the 4th chapter, the same chapter, this verse, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya, it is the verse one among the verse called Avatara Ragasya, the confidential knowledge related to incarnation of Lord Krishna. There are 4 verses Krishna talks about Avatara Ragasya. After that, Krishna talks about how do we receive this knowledge through going to the spiritual master. He talks about spiritual master. And finally he says, after you receive this knowledge, how you react. And he says that after you receive this transcendental knowledge, this chapter, 4th chapter is called transcendental knowledge. What is that knowledge? You see every living entity as part and parcel of God. And so that is the transcendental knowledge. So after receiving this knowledge, he says that Agnatwana Punarmoham, you will never fall again into illusion. That's the one thing. And you will be able to see, you will be able to, when you talk with, when you interact with the people, you will always see God's Amsha. I'm talking to the brother. That is called Vasudeva Kutumbakam. You consider every living entity as part and parcel your own Kutumba, your own family member. So that is the one. When you are going to any place, any common place like workplace or society, anywhere, whenever you see that there is some decline of any injustice happening to other living entity, you will not keep quiet. So you see that as a dharma, a declining dharma. But the thing is, you have right to practice that right. That does not mean that it does not tag or something like Hindu, Muslim or Christian. Does not matter. Srila Prabhupada says that any religion you follow, but all these qualities should manifest. All these qualities should manifest. When it is manifesting, then you are following the right religion. And Prabhupada says, if you are following Bible, then you will go to a loka called Christ Loka. Have you ever heard this word Christ Loka? So you will go to, we are not sectarian to say, okay, only if you follow our own dharma, then only you are right. No, that means we are sectarian. We are not sectarian. We accept the Bible also. When you follow Bible, you will be the best. You will be the best Hindu also. And when you follow Quran, when you follow the literature, so you will really respect the other living entities, and you will not even eat meat. Some section of Muslims, they don't eat meat. That's the proper perspective of Mohammedans. So it does not matter, and whatever the religion we follow. Once Srila Prabhupada was in Iran, and his disciple was massaging him, and that time he heard the mosque as the prayers of the mosque, the Quran, it was being recited. So that time the devotee said, so Prabhupada, we should enter into the mosque and make them everybody chant Hare Krishna mantra. So how is it? We should do that. But Prabhupada said no. How nicely they are glorifying the Supreme Lord. So how nicely they are glorifying from the Quran the qualities of the Supreme Lord, how they are offering prayers. So every literature glorifies the Lord. Every literature has the positive points. Every religion. So we should have the common ground, understand the common ground, and live with each other in a harmony, peaceful manner. So one more thing is, Srila Prabhupada, when he visited London, he was put into a room, and in that room he saw Jesus Christ was crucified. That one deity was there, and Prabhupada saw it and started crying. So he was unable to tolerate that, and he said that he called his disciples and told him to remove that deity, that idol. Why? Because if just imagine you have your son's picture, memorable pictures when you want to keep. You don't keep your son's picture when he is crying, when he is injured, all those things you don't keep. You want to keep the memorable, sweet memories. So similarly here, Jesus Christ was crucified, and that we can, a person who is very affectionate to Jesus Christ cannot see it because it's harmful. He was being tortured. So Prabhupada was not able to tolerate that moment. So Srila Prabhupada not only appreciated, not only glorified the other religions, he has personally practiced in his life. So we can maintain the peaceful harmony even with varieties of religions. But finally, we should be coming to the point of are we doing the right thing, of coming to our right constitutional position of service to God, loving the Supreme Lord. That is the conclusion. So judges can give the marks.
So, guess both the teams have presented very well. Radharani team gets 5 points, and Krishna teams also get 5 points. So that's equal so far. But in terms of the content, we believe that what you mentioned about work being, you focus on work and don't consider about religious practices being on the workplace. What Prabhuji also mentioned, closest to Gita, if it doesn't hurt the other sentiment and people can practice as long as it's not reducing their efficiency or work requirements, it should be allowed. If you relate that, so going by that concept, you are getting 3 points. They are the clear winners getting 5 points. Because after everyone is tuned on the concept. So this round they are the winners.
So please give a big round of applause for Krishna Chandra Bhagwan team. Srimati Radharani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. Now the third topic.
What are the potential consequences of providing children with excessive financial freedom? Explore the impact on their sense of responsibility and financial management skills.
Time start. Time is not it. Krishna ji.
Financial freedom, and you will be against.
And what twist is? This time audience will choose who has to speak from each team. So all the team members should know. Time starts now for preparation. Audience, please give your favorite speaker from each team.
क्या पॉइंट है कि क्यों करना चाहिए
So I think it's very essential to give them what they require. Because what happens is when you start giving them excessive money,
30 seconds
they start
और
budgeting expenses. And self-gratification is something
Bhagavad Gita, what is Bhagavad Gita saying about this? पहले Bhagavad Gita बोलता है पैसा कमाओ.
you might not. I think I will.
So who's going to choose from Shri Krishna team? Shri Krishna Chandra team. Judges should not involve.
Whoever is ready can speak first.
Hare Krishna, everybody. The topic here is what are the potential consequences of providing children with excessive financial freedom? So I think, first of all, anything in excess is really very bad. What children need is probably something very limited. As young budding adults, if they get the limited quantity, whatever is required, they will learn to respect it more. They will learn to, the sense gratification will not happen if they are, touched upon with excess money or excess things. And then sense gratification is in different ways. You can go out and party, you can intoxicate yourself, and as they grow and become adults, it will become very difficult for them to then start limiting their life and live in a limited way. So I think it's very nice to kind of wean the limited, give them limited financial freedom. This is what I think.
So our team is going to speak in favor of the topic, and we believe that this concept of giving financial freedom is not something which is contemporary. We as children were giving piggy banks where we were allowed to save our money and spend as per our liking. So that habit of giving some decision-making power to children itself makes them responsible, makes them aware of making some choices between two alternatives. So, but we also believe that freedom with monitoring, financial freedom with the adult monitoring is very important. As these days children are exposed, they have a lot of exposure, so they are they can be misguided, and giving financial freedom will also help them in later in their life, because whatever mistakes they will make as children, they will definitely take lessons from them, and when they grow up they'll be more mature, they'll be able to handle these kind of decisions in a better manner. Thank you. So we believe that not excessive, but financial freedom with monitoring.
So Shri Srimati Radharani ki Jai. So very interesting verse, important verse from Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, 21st verse. All of you can repeat after me. Trividam narakasyedham dvaram nashanam atmanah kama krodhas tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam tyajed. Once again. Trividam narakasyedham dvaram nashanam atmanah. So what is the word? Most important word is nashanam atmanah. Atma nashanam happens. Kama krodhas tata lobhas. Kama krodhas tata lobhas three things: kama, lust, krodha, anger, tata means and, lobha means greed. Kama krodhas tata lobhas tasmat etatrayam trityajed trividam narakasyedam dvaram nashanam. There are three gates leading to this hell: lust, anger and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. The beginning of demoniac life is described herein. One tries to satisfy his lust, and when he cannot, anger and greed arise. A sane man who does not want to glide down to the species of demoniac life must try to give up these three enemies which can kill the self to such an extent that there will be no possibility of liberation from this material entanglement. So this verse, there are three things: lust, anger and greed. Whenever lust is kama, first thing is our existence in this world is because of kama, the lust. And when the lust is not satisfied, immediately you get frustrated, that anger. And when the lust is satisfied, what happens? Greedy. You want to gain more and more. So that this is the consequences. Both are leading to the hellish condition. Both the conditions are leading to the hellish condition, which is nothing but nashanam atmanaha, which kills the self. And all of you know that 99 Club. So how many of you are part of 99 Club? 99 Club, all of you. So there is one king, and when he was very happy, he was fully tensed, stressed too much, and he was going for a walk along with his minister. And when he was going along with his minister, he saw one farmer in the road, on the road. He was along with his family, was also walking, and he was enjoying very nicely. He was very happy with that family. He was able to see that family was very happy. And so he was asking his minister, how come, see, wife, husband, children, all are very happy. So how come it is, so they don't have anything like me. I have everything. All the wealth I have, all the power I have, all the name, fame, everything I have. But still I am unhappy. But still they don't have, they are penniless, how they are happy. So then minister said they are not part of 99 Club. So what does that mean? I'll tell you later. After 6 months, you give me 99 gold coins, I'll tell you what is 99 Club. He took the 99 gold coins and kept it in front of farmer's house. And the next day morning, farmer opened the door and saw the 99 gold coins. Gold coins were there. He was very surprised and he was very happy. He counted, 99 were there. And he was thinking one is missing. He counted again. 99. He gave to wife, children, everybody counted it as 99. He wanted to have 100. He started working hard. And wife started thinking he is fool, he is not spending anything, so let me go for shopping with 2 gold coins. And when the moment he got 1 gold coin, it becomes again shortage because wife took, and he was not feeling satisfied to have the 100 gold coins still. And the children also started spending. So everybody started blaming each other, why you spent all those things. So finally they were unhappy. The minister took the king and showed the family. And the king was surprised to know how come it is, because now they are part of 99 Club. So what is that 99 Club all about?
Always wanting that one extra.
Okay, so looking for something which don't have, and they don't use what they have. So that's what nothing but the greed. So that will always put us into anxiety. You're always into anxiety. So this kama, krodha, lobha. Then how do we change it? What is the way to change? How do we do it? What is the solution? The solution is, what is the antonym of lust? What is the antonym of lust? Love. We should develop love. Actually, what is love? Love is unconditional. It is like service. Love means service. Just now we saw love. We heard from When Mataji said the love, she said love of God. I said, what is the way you would express the love? Was service. So but when you start serving others, you will not be put into illusion. Lust is full of illusion. You are the center of attraction. Love is you put the other person, the beloved person. Everybody we saw just now, everybody we should love. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. And next is what is the anger? How do we dovetail the anger? What is the antonym of anger? Shanti. So how do we get the peace? From the scriptures we say that Mukti Bhukti Siddhi Kam Sakala Shanta. The scripture says when you have the desire to enjoy your senses, you will not be happy. That is called you look for sensajan, bhukti. Siddhi, you look for some kind of mysticism. Even when you come for spiritualism, you look for some kind of mysticism. And the next is bhukti, mukti, siddhi. You look for liberation. So those who are, all these people are ashantites because you are always hankering for something. And how you can become happy? Krishna, it is mentioned in the scripture, Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta. When we have the loving transcendental service for Krishna, the Supreme Lord, as he says in Bhagavad Gita, every chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, if you want to come out from the anger, what you have to do is you have to see the spiritual, your original position. There are some hierarchies in your body. What is the hierarchy? Senses we have, and above the senses mind, above the mind intelligence, above the intelligence soul, and above the soul super soul. This is the hierarchy in the Bhagavad Gita mentioned. When now what is happening is the soul is the servant of the senses. You take the chariot. The chariot example is given. The senses are compared to the horses. Each horse, when it tries to go in different direction, the soul, the passenger is into the very hectic, very traumatic ride. He is not having the peaceful ride. He is fully in the turbulence. The chariot, the journey is full of turbulence. So when you serve the senses, that is the position. That's why nobody is happy in this world. Ashranta, when they try to serve the senses. When they serve the superior, when the mind, when the intelligence, when the senses all serve the soul, and the soul serves the super soul, that's where you escape from all the miseries and your journey will be perfect. And that is, how do we get the greed? Satisfaction. That satisfaction? Generosity, yeah. So you give, not take. When you are in the mood of taking, always be in the mood of taking only. That is the nature of conditioned soul. And when it is said that in the scriptures, as we should develop the attitude of giving. So the attitude of giving, it mentioned in the that does not prevent you from accumulating the wealth, accumulating something. That does not stop your ambitions. So what is the other name for Arjuna? Arjuna's other name? Partha. Another name which is respected to accumulating wealth. Accumulating wealth, his another name is Dhananjaya. He conquered wealth all over the world. When Yudhishthira Maharaj was performing Yajna, Ashwamedha Yajna, for the purpose of establishing Dharma, not for, like Hiranyakashipu was also wanted to become king, but for his own sense enjoyment, and he has conquered 3 worlds. Still he was unhappy because he is unable to conquer his own mind. He was unable to serve the Supreme Lord. But here you see that Yudhishthira Maharaj also wanted to become king. But he became king, he conquered the whole world, but still he was happy even after acquiring all the things. Because he wanted to serve the purpose of the Supreme Lord to establish Dharma. So Arjuna collected all the wealth. So when you accumulate wealth for the purpose of Supreme Lord's mission in this world, then you will be Shanta. You will be Shanta. That's what it is mentioned. Krishna Bhakta Nishkama Atayeva Shanta Mukti Bhukti Siddhi Kami Ashanta. So all of them. So the final conclusion is So all these three things, we should educate our children how greed is bad, lust is bad, anger is bad. So by that way, we can and moreover, we are not stopping their ambitions. Most important thing, we are not stopping the ambitions, and the way of earning money also not stop. For what purpose? How do you use it? That matters. So they can spend also. We have to lavishly spend somewhere. For what purpose? That also get to see. So for marriage, you spend. All of us will spend lavishly, but it is for the Vivaha Yajna. There is also Vivaha Yajna. So everything, when you connect with spirituality, all the activities are allowed. Only thing is for what purpose matters. So thank you very much. So.
Again, I think we saw two very good set of presentations. So all 5 marks to both of you. I think again, judges feel that the way Rekha Mataji spoke about giving, everything should be controlled. I think that's also in Prabhuji, one of the senses, one of the chapter in the Gita he explained, right? Everything in excess of everything is bad. I think that came out very well. While yours, we feel giving, it's about excessive freedom, right? Excessive freedom, everything is bad. So they are the clear winner. Maybe the advantage to them because they got the topic and you are the opposite side of it. So 5 marks to them and 4 marks to you here.
Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagwan ki jai. So now Sri Krishna Chandra team is leading. Okay, next topic.
With friends or take solo trips, how does it impact their sense of responsibility and safety awareness?
So time starts now for preparation.
And
Time up.
We will speak pro for the topic that yes, children should be given more freedom in making their own decisions, travel, solo trips, making friends. We have examples of Prahlad, Dhruv, Love Kush, where as children they charted their own path, obviously guided by parents, gurujis, and this is what is essential in not only earlier times but even in today's time, that yes, children should be given more responsibilities, more freedoms. They will need to learn. We will guide them on what are the values. There are different gurus and different methods for them to understand what are the values, but they will need to find their own path in this world. They need to find their own rights and wrongs, the dharmic values, the dharma, what is right. They will need to discover their own, and therefore it is extremely essential.
So, and when my colleague says about independence, it also means that when as a child you were under the guru in the ashram, you have to find your own food, you have to work yourself for the ashram of keeping. So that independence should start from the childhood, from the beginning. That's what.
हरे कृष्णा कवि
Hare Krishna.
उसको सब कुछ मिलना चाहिए. मैं अगेंस्ट में बोल रहा हूँ, उसको कुछ नहीं मिलना चाहिए. वही बोल रहा हूँ मैं. एक सर्टेन जब तक वो मेच्योर नहीं हो जाए तब तक रेस्ट्रिक्शन, उसके बाद फ्रीडम.
So who will win? Shri Krishna Chandra or Radharani? Let's. Yuktahara viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu yuktas svapna avobodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. Very important verse which Krishna talks about all the things, how do we make it balance. He who is temperate in his habits of eating, sleeping, working and recreation can mitigate all material pains by practicing the yoga system. Allowing teenagers certain freedoms can help them develop decision-making skills and independence. However, balanced guidance is crucial to ensure they are aware of responsibilities and safety, avoiding extremes that disrupt their well-being. So this is the conclusion. What is the points for Rajesh, for both Rajesh or Chaitra?
What is the points? Yeah, so presentation, I think presentation, this team got 4 marks.
Hari Bol, Shri Krishna Chandra team ki jai ho. Srimati Radharani team. Hari Bol.
We felt it should have been more elaborate, closest to Gita, and how you can relate. So they're the winner of the presentation. But in terms of closest to Gita, again, it's a very controversial topic, and I think both the teams were almost equal. Uncle mentioned in one line a summary which we liked, and I think that's the sum and substance of this debate. This team also spoke about it should be given from the childhood so that the child become independent and take a right decision. So 4 marks here, 4 marks there. So equal.
Same by Hari Bol. So big round of applause. Now the final conclusion, topic 5. It is very rapid fire, very fast. There will be no time for preparation, and I will be the people, those who are not spoken, they have to speak now, and everybody will get, those who are not spoken will get time for 10 seconds. They have to talk about it. So now all of you see, in an evolving world, as younger generations adopt Western lifestyles and move away from their cultural heritage, we the older generations find ourselves endorsing these changes. But why? How can we harmonize cultural traditions with modern aspirations, ensuring our heritage thrives in the future? So, once again I'll read so that you'll all be prepared, and anybody else from the audience also can speak. In an evolving world, as younger generations adopt Western lifestyles and move away from their cultural heritage, we the older generation find ourselves endorsing these changes. And I request somebody to be ready, otherwise I will choose, I will pick up any of you. So, but why? How can we harmonize cultural traditions with modern aspirations, ensuring our heritage thrives in the future? Pushpa Mataji. Okay, they asked. So, you be prepared for this. Please give a big round of applause.
We need to accept some of the things which they say and still negotiate with them. If you want to do this thing, you please come to associations like this, to events like this. So we are giving them exposure to our values and tradition and not being too restrictive, allowing them to do something again in a controlled manner and in a balanced way. So once they start getting the values, the traditions, they understand the importance of it. Once they start coming here, they themselves realize the depth of this culture, this tradition, and then slowly, when we give them higher taste, their taste for lower sense gratification will decrease, and they'll automatically start valuing this and coming towards this rather than being pulled there. Because world around, they see a lot of things, they have not seen this world, so we should expose them to our values and traditions by bringing them to events like this, by exposing them to children programs which are happening here.
According to me, we should not stop children to adopt the modernization, but we should teach them what is their roots and what is our culture and how we will behave to others, elders, and So I think it's a mix. They should, because modernization is always needed for every generation. So, but yeah, the roots should be known.
You can prepare and come back. We'll come back also. We can come back to you.
जैलिन प्रभु जी gave one more point. कमल का फूल कीचड़ में भी खिल सकता है, तो हमें अपने बच्चों को कमल का फूल बनाना है.
My last point from our group is, and the crux of the whole thing, as I understand, I am going richer from here mentally, intelligently, and in a nice company. What I say, I feel this crux of the matter, and you will certify it, sir, is that we are concentrating more on next generation. Each point I find our emphasis is on the next generation. So based on my experience, I have a daughter. To my younger parents, I wish to advise. Sorry, I don't know.
That's right. Very fast you can say.
Yeah, to younger parents, it is the demonstration which will affect them, which will teach them, not the teaching, preaching. Thank you.
I also want to make the same point that we have always, whenever we have been bringing up our children, we have all learned that children will not do what we say. Children will always do what we do. So it is, they will imbibe what we practice, what we do at home, not what we preach them every day. And the second point which I want to make is that change is the constant of life, right? So they are moving towards modernization, they are moving towards a different altogether genre. So it is where their life is taking them. We always, the change has to be mutual. We have to do whatever our values are, and at the same time we have to respect if they are right, if they have some valid point. If there is no harm in practicing or taking some new things from them also. So there has to be some mutual reciprocation.
I think the answer to this question lies in Sing, Dance and Pray for those who have read it. If you look at the book and you look at Prabhupada, he has spread ISKCON and Krishna across the world, irrespective of the challenges they face. And I think there are 4 basic principles he has tried. Right? One is, you respect Krishna, chant for Krishna, do the Mahamantra, treat the prasadam, and know me. And with these basic principles, he has been able to spread ISKCON and Krishna consciousness across the world. So I think to me, this answer lies in 2 parts. One, you have those basic principles that you have spread across and you've kept it consistent. Next, need an institution. So he set this group of people around it, formed ISKCON. There are certain principles that everybody has to follow. So to be able to keep our heritage, and I think Muralidhar talked about it, you really want to be able to say that how do you translate this heritage from generation to generation through an institution, through a process that is always common. So basic principles and the institution, those 2 is what we require to make this happen.
Hare Krishna. I think from my point of view, there should be some balance, as everyone told, that as a parent, it's our duty to, show them our culture, give them values, whatever we have got from our parents. And at the same time, we should, be open to listen to their perspective as well. Whatever changes they are getting in the society or whatever it is, we should be open to that as well. When we have seen, when we are giving, order to something, they are not very open to follow them. But if we create a friendly environment for them, it is very important to be a friend with our kids, and they can share each and everything with us. So I think that is a very, very important point.
लास्ट सेंटेंस दिल से इन सबको समराइज करें तो ये है जीवन जीने की कला जो उत्तम होनी चाहिए, पहले पेरेंट्स को सीखनी चाहिए. सॉरी.
So I can just say it's all the same points only. But like my daughter, she enjoys going to the restaurants and enjoying dancing and all that, Western dancing and all. But she enjoys and loves coming to this discourse also, to this thing. So it is imbibing both the things together.
10 seconds more.
Few seconds.
So, 10 seconds I asked. So basically, it's like this. Today, if Prabhuji is able to communicate us Bhagavad Gita purport and all, he is able to do that because there is a common language of communication. So Western and Indian heritage are not 2 different things. You need one medium to communicate the other. So let us not paint one black and one white. It's just about establishing that communication, that contact to imbibe the heritage that you want. That example was Prabhupada example. That example was this lotus and the mud. Without getting into the mud, you don't get lotus. Thank you.
So from audience, one person from audience who's ready, was prepared, or I should point and ask somebody. I should pick up anybody. Rajesh will speak. So, Rajvasan is ready. Satyendra ji is ready. Yeah.
So in my understanding, I think kids follow the parents. If parents, show their best and their value system, their way of living is better than what they are following in their life, probably that would be the example. And kids are like, more of them, what I have seen, like monkey see, monkey do. If they see us, that how they are balancing their life, how they are conducting their life better, probably today or tomorrow they will definitely follow us. So that's what I feel as a parent. Thank you very much.
As it is already it's announced, it's already they have given a very good points. Western culture, Western influence on Indian culture. I want to tell one thing, as Jalandhar ji also pointed out and all other people pointed out. When Srila Prabhupada visited the London, and the reporter asked Prabhupada, so why did you come here? What is the purpose of your visit? It's a challenging mood. He challenged. And Prabhupada replied, so you all taken away many things from everything you have taken from our country. So all of you know that the Kohinoor diamonds and all the wealth from our India, everything was looted by the United Kingdom. And what you left, I have come to give you. What you left is Srimad Bhagavad Gita. I have come to spread the Bhagavad Gita message. Srila Prabhupada ki. So instead of taking something from the Westerners, we have our capacity is to give them. Our culture is very rich, and Western culture is like hedonism. Hedonism means maximum enjoy the senses, maximize your sense enjoyment. By that way, what will happen when we saw what happens when you try to maximize your sense enjoyment? You will be frustrated. You will be into the greed and you will be into the illusion. The Kama, Krodha, Lobha cycle. If you see that Kama, Krodha, Lobha cycle, when your Kama is satisfied, that time also you will put into illusion, want more and more. When your Kama is not satisfied, you are frustrated. So both the ways it is. You are put into illusion, and by that way, you have to experience the envy, pride. So all that way you are into the in moha. You are in the moha. So the Western civilization is compared to Markata. Who is Markata? What is Markata? Monkey. And that monkey is not ordinary monkey, normal monkey. That is Surapana. That is a drunkard monkey. So how the drunkard monkey will behave? So monkey will keep jumping from one branch to another branch of the tree in the forest. What happens when it is drunkard? Markatasya Surapana Madhye Vrishchika. Vrishchika means scorpion. Not only drunkard monkey, scorpion bitten drunkard monkey. So Tanmadhye Bhuta Sancharo. Bhuta, ghost haunted, scorpion bitten, drunkard monkey. So what is the way it begins? That way we all will be into. That's what it's happening. So that's why the reason Bhagavad Gita explains. So how to handle this mind? Mind is, there is no, we can never ever control the mind easily. So what Krishna is saying, mind is like a patient. So how do you handle the patient? You have to give expert treatment and appropriate diet. Expert treatment is nothing but hear the activities of the Lord. We are born in India. Bharat Bhumite Manusha Janma Hailaja. We are very, very fortunate to take birth in India, because every nook and corner of India we have pilgrimage site. there are 60 crores of pilgrimage sites in India. So somehow or other we are getting into the spiritual knowledge, the spiritual dimension, spiritual life. And what is the duty of every Indian? Bharata Bhumishe Manuja Janma Hailaja Janma Sarthaka. It's our duty to make our life perfect by reading our Vedic scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Prabhupada says you should read Bhagavad Gita and spread this message to all over the world. Paro Upakar. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's request. As an Indian, the duty of Indian is to read Bhagavad Gita and spread Bhagavad Gita all over the world. Bharata Bhumishe, can we recite this verse and close? Bharata Bhumite Manusha Janma Hailaja Janma Sarthaka Kari Karo Paro Upakar. So that is the way. Bhagavad Gita says the best way to control the mind is chanting the holy name. We will all chant the holy name of Hare Krishna mantra. I request Sagar to distribute the mantra beats.